Hello, my friends. I wanted to share with you what the garden looks like here at the end of October. The colors here have changed in the last 2 days. We've had some really cold nights. We've had frost on the ground, frost on the windows, and even snow a little further up north. I live just outside of Toronto. So as you see this garden, this is what it looks like in the GTA or Greater Toronto area. You can see I still have a lot of things blooming. I have petunias blooming. I have so many things that have just changed colors. It's a spectacular view. So let me take you through some of the things that I'm doing right now. I've got a bunch of projects on the go, but I just wanted to quickly show you what's going on because it is one of the few sunny days this week. The temperatures are about 10 degrees Celsius right now. I'm actually in a t-shirt working, which is fabulous. And it's about to rain some more and frost some more. So a frost, a really heavy one, can just make all the leaves fall. So I wanted to capture this while I could and have that sunlight just hitting on everything because it's so beautiful. One of the things that we've tried to do as we have created this garden, and I say we because my husband helps me with all the planting and I do all the designing, but I really try to think of all the colors and how they combine in the spring, the winter. Winter is usually like it's more structural, but for the spring I try to think of what colors do they come out first, and then in the summertime, what are the flowers, what's the interest that they provide, what's the texture, and into the fall it's about the colors that happen when our seasons change here. At the bottom of the screen you can see this is lamb's ears, and right above it we have the hostas that were a beautiful blue, and some of them were green, and they all turn a beautiful golden. The Japanese maple always delights. It's such a beautiful tree, this one. It just loves this environment. I've had about 4 of this one. I only have 2 left. Just the colors are spectacular. And over here, there's always room for improvement, but you can see there's a little bit of color change over there. We still have lots of bags of our mulch because the projects are still ongoing since we lost that tree. I'm just going to spin around. You can see we still have a lot of things that we have to do. And at the back of the yard, I just want to let you know what we do is we do take in those little white pots. I do leave the brown pots and they become part of our winter interest. I'm just going to walk over here and I'll show you what we've done so far around the feature pot. You can see the feature pot is still blooming with the petunias. And their throats just look so pretty right now with the yellow and the contrast with the pink. The mandevilla in this arrangement is not doing so well, but I'll show you the ones up on the deck and they still are looking good. Down at the bottom here, I've redug up all of the stones that were buried, and I've now planted in 10 little boxwoods that I got at the end of the season on sale, hoping that they give us some nice, really interesting winter structure, because I felt that this area was a little bit sparse. Even though I do use the entire feature pot for a winter interest, I think just having that little bit of extra plant matter at the bottom will look lovely. The trees here have turned color. That one's a bit yellow. I haven't seen the red bud there on the left change color yet. It's supposed to go yellow. I'm really interested to see what happens. But you can see in that beautiful auburn color at the back, that is the flowering dogwood. We didn't get any flowers on it this year, so I'm fingers crossed that next year it does bloom. You can see that there's packages as well here, little labels. What I have just done is finished my tulip planting. I've got 5 spots. I like to do one great big hole and combine different colors together. Whether you call that lazy gardening or thoughtful gardening, it keeps my mess together in the spring so that I have all the dieback in one area. And I try to plant hostas close by so that they fill in that gap. What I do is I dig one hole, and at the bottom I put bone meal, then I put the tulips, and then I put the soil back, and then I put some more bone meal and some blood meal. Squirrels really like to dig stuff up here, so I'm hoping that's enough of a deterrent. I've got curly Sue tender whisper and avron in that hole. Over here we have parrot blue, feathered fascination, and rococo. And over in this one I have curly Sue, avron, and the tender whisper. So I've repeated things so that the eye loves repetition. So I'm hoping that these all come together. And then I'm just going to move the camera over to the other hole that I've done. And over in this section, I have another of that beautiful avron. I have no idea if I'm saying it right, but it's a double bloom and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it looks like. That Antoinette with its pale yellow and the pink, it's going to be beautiful. And the siesta with its ruffled edges is just going to be beautiful. Over on the other side, I'm just going to move the camera and I'll show you. I've tried to repeat it. Unfortunately, I didn't buy 2 of that avron, or I bought 3, but I've switched it up because I saw that copper image and I just thought it was so beautiful that I needed to have it in the garden as well. So more siesta and more of that Antoinette. And it's planted right beside the other flowering dogwood. So it's going to be a really pretty spring. And you can see cascading down the pots, the creeping Jenny is beautiful and it changes color as well. And look at that, we even have some rutabaga, some black-eyed Susan blooming right now. And I'm just going to show you here, look at this, verbena blooming end of October. And then we still have the petunias, the proven winners, Vista Bubblegum and Vista Fuchsia blooming, but so's the Mandevilla. Now, the frost that has come the last couple of days has been rough on it, and you can see that bloom is spent. But look, it's still trying. It wants to keep going. So I know that the yard looks a little messy now because we're in the middle of this project, but I just wanted to give you a sense of what it looks like here at the end of the day and at the end of the season. I'm also just going to spin the camera one more time to show you as well that baby tut grass that we planted is also still doing remarkably well. It said it would be 24 inches and it has totally delivered. It's probably something I will repeat next year. I really do like it. And over here we still have the geraniums blooming, and I'm going to be taking in a lot of this stuff. I'll be taking in those white pots. This whole section here that gets put away, the pots, the structures. Back over here, this all gets put away as well. And the hanging baskets also get put away, but I do use the containers that are filled with the petunias. They all get filled up with winter interest. And then over here, the blue pots get put away, but I take out all the herbs out of that herb tower and I fill that with like a Colorado blue spruce. So it looks kind of Christmas tree-ish by itself. And I put away this entire section. The pots get put away, as does the fountain. Everything fits in my shed. It's like a puzzle of how everything's going to fit, but it does. We've been doing it for years and it's just a lot of work to do it. So I just want to thank you everybody for following me and enjoying the garden as I share it throughout the year. I know that it's not always easy to garden, and it's not always, because of mobilities issues, as easy to get out when you want to get out. But hopefully by me sharing my garden, for those of you that have mobility challenges or are in a different type of a yard or a season that's different from mine, it inspires you to find more joy. And I just have to say, look at all the birds that are coming in to celebrate the garden at the end of the year. Thanks so much for following me. Thanks so much for watching this video, and hopefully you are inspired to go and do more and to beautify the world. Take care, everyone.